Alright, so the first thing I want to do is prep my skin. So today I am using the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. Because I'm using a matte foundation today, I want to make sure that my prep step is radiant as possible. Because in a lot of the pictures, Marilyn was wearing a matter foundation but had very specific highlights and just like a general beautiful radiance to her skin. Then I'm going to prep my under eye area with the YSL Top Secrets and just roll this under. This is basically like a primer for your concealer. I find that it just kind of wakes up the eyes, smooths this whole area out, and it also holds your concealer on a little bit better, which is nice. So I'm going to take my Matte Velvet Plus from Makeup Forever. I'm applying my Matte Velvet with a beauty blender. I find that I can blend this out the best with a beauty blender and I get the most real looking face from it. I'm going to start with my highlight, and today I'm actually going to use the Touche Éclat, and I'm going to use the number 1 underneath the eye. Now in the picture that I have, her contour, she actually has a pretty intense contour, but it looks like it's done with more of a bronzer. So today I'm going to use NARS St. Bart's, which is a beautiful bronzer, and it's really, really easy to use. So I'm going to start my contour right in the contour area, and with these you can really just draw it on. And then blend it out. And you may need to go back and apply more product, and you want to bring it all the way back into the hairline, into all those little baby hairs, so it doesn't look like it's starting after the hairline. She's got quite an intense highlight down the front of her nose. Now to kind of blend these two colors together, the under eye highlight and then the Touche Éclat, I'm going to take my blush, and this one I'm actually using Legendary Blush from the MAC Marilyn collection, because why not if you're doing a Marilyn look. And I'm just putting it right on the backs of the cheeks and just kind of blending them out so it almost doesn't look like I'm wearing blush, but it just fades into the contour. And I'm using a number 73 from the Sephora Pro collection. And I don't want anything on the apples of my cheeks. So from there I'm going to kind of let that sit, and I'm going to move on to the eyes. First things first, when you're doing the eyes, you want to start with the brows, because then you get a really good frame for the face. So, brush out my brows. And Marilyn actually had quite arched eyebrows, so I'm going to kind of overemphasize my arch. And I'm just using the Anastasia brow powder. Just kind of really sharpen that top edge. Now her actual eyeshadow look, as we all know, it was not super complex. So the biggest thing is getting the shape of that winged liner right. I'm going to use two Sleek makeup palettes today. This one is Oh So Special, And then I'm also going to use the Bad Girl palette. And the only color I'm going to use from the Bad Girl palette, as I blind you, is actually this one here, just as a highlight. So I'm going to start by taking this color here as kind of an overall shadow base. So it's a light brown, and I just want that all over my eyeball and a tiny, tiny bit higher. And blend that out with a clean 217. The next color I'm going to take is this darker brown one, and I'm just going to do a very light crease. I almost don't want to see it. And then blend that out with a clean brush. This one is a 27 from the Sephora Pro collection. So the next thing is our highlight, and I'm only going to highlight the top right now. So taking that lighter color, and this is a beautiful highlight, and Marilyn had heavy highlights on her eyes, and then this just kind of blends all those colors together. Very inconveniently for me, my eyes are really hard to do the Marilyn liner. I find them more challenging because the liner kind of comes out rather than up. Like her eyes, they really elongated her eyes. So I find it really hard to do. And I've done this eye, and let's try and match up the other eye together. So I'm using some Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner and the number 26 eyeliner gel from Sephora. So I like to do my liner when my eyes are open because I find it a lot easier that way. And I'm just gonna start basically. It is good to do your eyeliner when your eyes are open because then you can see how it's going to look once they're open. So I'm going to curl my lashes and put my mascara on, and then we're going to do some lashes as well. Okay, so I threw some lashes on, and I'm not going to lie, these are lashes that I've had for like a really long time. So they're a little bit worse for wear, but I threw my lashes on, I've got my eyeliner on, and we're going to do the lips. So again, I'm going to use the MAC for Marilyn collection. This one isn't the super red one, it's the more pinky red one, just because I really love the color. So I'm going to start with my Dior lip liner, and it's the Universal lip liner. I love this more than anything. The one thing that I've learned with it, put it all over your lips because it holds on to color really well. For me, because this is my personal lipstick, I'm not going to use a lip brush. If I was doing somebody else, I would definitely use a lip brush. And I love this color. I think it's so pretty. And then I'm just going to clean up my edges with a Q-tip. And if you need to, a little bit of touche éclat. Then I'm going to go in with my highlighter. So this is Benefit's What's Up, And in the picture I have, Marilyn has 2 highlights on her cheeks, and she's also got a good bit of highlight right here on her forehead, and that's probably more due to the picture that I'm looking at. But if you blend this out, it just gives you a really beautiful shine. So to finish this look off, I'm going to put on some Norma lip gloss from NARS. It is Norma, obviously. Named for Marilyn. Alright, so I did a little beauty spot and it's not really, didn't really work. But anyways, this is the completed Marilyn look. So I hope you enjoyed this, and really I was inspired by the Marilyn Monroe by MAC collection. I only got 2 items, but they are some of my favorites. So I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day. Bye!